Hey everyone, you're here with Mark on Perfect Gardens TV. So, got a lot of great questions and feedback from one of my videos, why you shouldn't water like this. And one of the comments specifically, as I scroll down, he said that I debunked my own theory. And some of the biggest questions I kind of keep getting circled around this that I want to point out is that, guys, there is a difference between damp and saturated. Okay, and I want to make that really clear. And I encourage you guys to do this little fun experiment, right? Go get 2 buckets of water, 2 gallon size, 5 gallon, whatever you want, right? Go get 1 bucket, fill it up half of the way, like put an actual gallon of water in there. And then on the other bucket, just put a sliver of water on the bottom, couple ounces just to have a little layer of water on the bottom of that bucket. And then come back in 2 weeks. I promise you that the small amount of water that's in the first bucket more than likely will evaporate away. And the bucket, besides maybe having a little bit of dirt because of wind blowing other stuff, is going to look clean. The other bucket, algae will start blooming. As you walk back and forth, there's going to be mosquitoes starting to fly around the water. You're going to start to see little pathogenic life really trying to colonize that water, right? And I promise you that water, because that water had time to lose its oxygen, the majority of oxygen, because it's trying to find homeostasis, right? So this stagnated water is going to attract things so that life can get generated again, right? And I just want to be really clear. I mean, just look at that. Think about that difference, right? You just dampened the pot, but it had time to evaporate away and bucket still looks clean. But on the other side, you have this water that had time to stagnate and colonize all these different things in a matter of a couple weeks, trying to, like, once again, find homeostasis. So I implore for you guys to think about that when you guys water your soil. I'm not talking about if you guys dampen your soil prior to transplanting into it. That's good because you're helping to break down small amounts of surface tension in the beginning. I am not talking about foliar spraying the surfaces of your soil, right, on a daily basis, even if a little bit of moisture gets on top. What I'm talking about is like fully watering your pot in areas where you know for a fact roots are not growing in that area yet. The soil should relatively stay dampened. And if it doesn't, as long as you do this slow watering process, it will keep breaking surface tension as that water keeps penetrating down. And obviously, roots have moisture, so as it penetrates new areas, it's going to keep transferring that water through osmosis throughout your growing environment. So I just encourage you guys to really just think about that little example I gave you with the bucket of water and large amounts of stagnated water or pots that retain water without roots growing in them, and how long that water is sitting, getting stagnated before it's really being taken up and utilized. So again, there is a difference between something that's damp and something that is saturated. And I just encourage you guys to consider that, because I apologize. Sometimes my videos, I just talk about something, but I don't get into word definitions specifically at times until I realize, oh man, I probably should have been more specific. And I'm talking about something being damp is fine. Something being fully saturated without anything growing in it is a completely different story. Guys, if you guys are concerned about dirty soil, stagnated water, I highly recommend checking out the product Drops of Balance. It works from cleaning water. It also creates honeycomb-shaped structures in the water that actually keeps dissolving oxygen in water until the minerals are used up, meaning like hydrogen peroxide, how it releases O2 into the water. Drops of Balance does the same thing. It continues to keep releasing oxygen because of how the minerals work. Anyways, have a great bro. Appreciate you guys.